Okay, so for number 1, that's exactly what we were doing in our notes. It's very easy. 2, 6, 2, 6. As long as it goes like that, the line has to go through whatever point you have picked. And the angle that it makes is always a standard position angle. So it always starts on the x-axis and then goes through wherever you put your point. Everybody understands that, yes? I can go on from number 1. Great. Number 2. Number 2 is a little bit harder. Determine the exact values for each sine, cosine, and tangent ratio. And if you look real closely, you see there's some scribbles on there. That's not the actual work. What it actually is this. This goes up here. It is 60 degrees. And I want the exact values, right? So if you do with your calculator, for example, sine of 60, you get a weird decimal. But if you do cos of 60, you get 0.5, right? 0.5 is an exact value. What is cos? How do we find cos? Pardon? X over h, right? So if it's exactly 1/2, then the x here must be 1, and the h must be 2, and then you find the third one by doing Pythagoras, and that is the square root of 3, right? Everybody understand? So that makes this, now you can do sine, cos, and tan. Sine is root 3 over 2. Tan is root 3 over 1, and you already know the cos. Everybody cool? Do I need to do a couple more of those just from number 2? Should I do one more? Okay. Let's do B, because if this is 60, what's this? What's the little angle here? 30. And if you look here in 2C, if that's 50, then this is 30, right? So this triangle in 2C is the exact same triangle, just turned on its side. So I'm not going to do 2C if everyone's okay with that. I'll do 2B with the 225. So 2B, I had 225, which means I'm down here, right? So if I'm going to do SOHCAHTOA with that, I have to use the reference angle, don't I? And what is the reference angle when it's 225? 45. So all I do is I check my sine, cos, tan of 45. And you will find that the tan of 45 is what? One, right? So that means these two have to be the same, correct? Because tan is y over x. So what's the easiest number to make them both the same? 1 and 1, right? And if that's 1 and 1, then what's the hypotenuse? Square root of what? 2. And now you can sine, cos, and tan for that. Everybody cool? Yeah? Okay. Number 3. Number 3 is the x, y, h. The only problem there is finding h, yes? But if I do one of them, you're okay, right? So what one should I do there? Who wants, what one do people want to see? Pardon? B? Okay. So 3B looks like this. So I've got this, I'm down here, and I've got negative 12 and negative 5, right? Where's the negative 12? That's the x, negative 12. There's the y, negative 5, right? And now I want sine, cos, tan. Well, tan I've already got, right? It's x over y. So tan is 5/12. Sorry, I lie. It's y over x. Yeah, 5/12. They're both negative, so it's a positive, right? Now, I need the hypotenuse to do cos and sine, right? How do I find the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle? I do Pythagoras. What's 12 squared? 144. What's 5 squared? 25 and 144 is 169. The square root of 169 is 13. So my hypotenuse is 13. So what's my sine? Y over hypotenuse. Negative 5/13. What's my cos? X over hypotenuse. Negative 12/13. And since it's in CAST, it's in the spot where only tans are positive. Is everybody cool with 3? Does anybody need to see another one of them? Going once? Going twice? It's a Christmas miracle. 2 days this week? God bless us, everyone. Sorry to go the Christian part of Christmas there, but it makes sense because it comes from Scrooge with the miracle. Never mind.
Did you just pick tan because it's positive?
Did I just pick which?
Tan because it's both positive?
No, I used tan first because I had the 2 values for tan.
Oh, but you circled the tan.
Oh, that was just because, yeah, CAST. I'm in the tan quadrant, and tan did come out positive, so I did it right. Okay? You always can do tan right away when you have the x and y, right? Always. Everybody cool with 3? Okay, so this is all recorded. Can I go ahead and erase 1, 2, 3 here and then talk about 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8? Okay. Is this too small? Like, does this format not work for you guys? Should I do something differently, or is this okay? Working side by side like this. Is this okay? All right. So number 4. Which quadrant is everything? Cos is less than 0, but sine is greater than 0. So where are the 2 places, or the only place where cos is negative and sine is positive? I'll just draw this. CAST. Where is sine positive, cos negative? Second quadrant. Here is A. B. Cos is positive and tan is positive. Where's that? First quadrant. B. Sine is negative and cos is negative. Third quadrant. There's C. And tan is negative but cos is positive. D. Everybody understand CAST, right? You all understand why it works? Okay. Because if you forget CAST, you got to know why it works, right? 5. 5 is pretty much exactly the same as 3 without the drawing. Do I need to talk about 5 at all? Or is everyone okay? Is everyone okay with 5? Because you just don't have the drawing. 7. If sine is 5/13, is sine positive or negative? In number 7. 5/13. It's positive. So it has to be in that quadrant or that quadrant, yes? Sine is y over x, or y over hypotenuse, right? So where's the 13? It's the hypotenuse. Where's the 5? 5. Okay? That's where it has to be. And what are the values? Excuse me. How do you find the values of theta? You do shift sine. When you do shift sine on your calculator for 5 divided by 13, you're going to get a number less than 90, aren't you? Right? What did you get? I am sensing that not a lot of people did this. 42.6, which is 43, right? So 43.6? 22.6. So this is 23, yeah? which means what over here is 23? The reference angle. I want theta. There's one theta. Blue theta is 23. Red theta is what? Pardon me? 180 minus 23, which is 157. Everybody cool with that one? Okay. Number 8. Determine the other two for here. So if cos is negative, and it's in quadrant 2. So 8a. If it's in quadrant 2, it's up there, right? And cos is negative 2 over 3. So that's negative 2, that's 3. What does that make this? How do I find this side? Third side of every right angle triangle. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. But I got a c squared, right? So it's minus. C squared minus a squared. So it's 9 minus 4, which is 5. And then what do I do to the 5? Square root. So it's a positive root 5. So the other two values down here, sine equals root 5 over 3, and tan equals root 5 over negative 2. Is everybody cool with 8, or should I do one more from it? Yep, no problem. I'm here for you guys. Do you have a letter that you want to see in particular, Luke, or do you care? Don't care? Okay, let's go with C. My tan, and I'll change colors. This is C. My tan is negative 4/5, and I am in quadrant 4. So I must be down here, yes? Tan is y over x, right? So here is the negative 4, there is the 5. To do sine and cos, I need this, yes? How do I find it? Pythagoras, 5 squared, 25, 4 squared, 16. 16 and 25 is 41, so this is the root of 41, yes? Now I do sine, cos, and tan. Cos, 5 over root 41. Oh, we had tan. Sine, negative 4 over root 41. Everybody cool? Once, twice, thrice? Everyone's good with number 8? Okay. 11. 11 is the same as 5. Except I just want you to find everything, not just one or two things. Do I need to talk about 11 or are we good? Yes.
Can I see another one?
Yep. Is everybody cool with 11? It's pretty much the same. You're just finding everything. Should I do 1? If I do 1 of 11, it might help you with 8. Okay? Let's do that. All right, so 11, let's do 11b. Down here at 5, negative 12, right? So that is x and y. Since I have 5, negative 12, and I have x and y, what do I automatically know without doing any other math? Sine, cos, or tan? Tan. What is it? Negative 12/5, right? Now, Max, just like in 8, pretend I don't have this point, but I have negative 12/5 in quadrant 4. Cool? So since I have tan, negative 12 and 5, and I'm in quadrant 4, and I know tan is y over x, I know that this must be the y value, right? And this must be the x value. So 5, negative 12. Cool? And then once you have the two sides, you find the hypotenuse. Now we already know, because we've done 5 and 12 today, that the hypotenuse is 13, right? So now, hypotenuse is always positive. So now I have all three sides, so I can do my sine, which is y over hypotenuse, negative 12 over 13, and cos, which is x over hypotenuse, 5 over 13. That's pretty much the same as 8. Are you cool with 8, or should I do one more?
No,
I can come back to it.
I was just asking because E is tan theta equals 1.
So if tan theta equals 1, then it's y over x, 1 over 1. Right? Okay. Everyone's good with 11? Yeah, okay. 12. 9, 4. I want the angle in standard position. I want the reference angle. And I want theta. Can everybody do it? Or should I? It'll take me 2 seconds. I don't mind. You want to see it? Okay. 12 looks like this. Negative 9, 4. Where is negative 9, 4? Second quadrant. Negative 9, up 4. There's the line. Everybody agree? What's this part? Negative 9. What's this part? 4. I want to know, there's the angle in standard position, yes? Okay, to do it properly, I would do the terminal arm and the x-axis. That's theta. Everyone cool? I want to know, there's the angle, got it. What's the measure of the reference angle? So what parts of this reference angle down here, which I'm going to make red theta, what parts do I already have in this red triangle? I have opposite and adjacent, right? So what trig ratio should I use? Tan. If I do shift tan, I'm going to get this, aren't I? Except watch. Just to make sure. Shift tan. Negative 4. No, I lie. Shift tan 4 divided by negative 9. Negative 24 degrees, right? So that means this is 24. Everybody cool? So that's my reference angle. So what's theta? 180 minus 24, which is 156. Cool with 12? Once, twice, thrice? Okay. 14. 14. Let's tidy up 14. Oops. 14. Determine sine theta when the terminal arm in standard position goes through 2, 4. So, two, 4, right? Everybody cool? Okay. What's my hypotenuse then? Square root of what? 20, because it's 16 plus 4, right? Everybody happy with that? Square root 20. So that's the triangle I'm using. So sine, 14a, sine equals 4 over root 20. Everybody happy with that? Now we could simplify that, but we're not going to, right? That's really 2 root 10 over 4, so that's really 2 over root 10, right? And then we would technically rationalize the denominator, but we're not doing any of that, okay? Is everybody with me? This is cool. We all good? All right. Extend the terminal arm to include 4, 8. So I'm going to extend this terminal arm up here, and now I have this. I should have used a different color than pink, because pink looks too much like red. Now I've got this. And I've got 4 and 8. Right? Now what's the sine going to be? $64 plus 16 is what? Root 80, right? Everybody agree? So what is the sine for B? What's the sine for B? 8 over root 80. C Go up to 8 and 16. Choose a third color. Let's go blue. So now I'm going up to 8. I lie. 8 and 16. Making this what? 16 squared is 256. Plus 64 is 260. And 60 is 320, right? Root 320. Now you guys should be seeing a pattern here. C is, sine is 16 over root 320. Explain the results. What did you notice? So what was happening? As my numerator, my y value did what? What did it do? Doubled each time, right? What happened to my denominator? It went up by 4 every time, right? Okay. Can you... What? Multiplied by... Yeah, yeah. So, why does this happen? Yeah? There you go. The hypotenuse is a product. So if I double, like at Tim Hortons, 2 times 2, 4. Everybody with me? That's all I'm trying to get you to see. Notice what changed. Did theta ever change in pink, red, or blue? Theta never changed. But these numbers changed. Now, what if I took these and I simplified all of them? What would we find? They're all the exact same. Is everybody with me? Okay. And 15. That was the last thing I got you to do, right? Or was there more? Oh, yeah, one more. Do we need to do 15? I don't mind. Okay. So 15. The point, so I have K 24. So that's an X, that's a Y, right? And it lies 25 units from the origin. So if I draw that, I have a Y of 24, positive 24, right? I have a K, and I know that that point is 25 away, and that's 24. Now, could it be over here? Could it be over here? That's not y equals 24? And would this not still be 25? Huh? K is just blank right now. K is just a variable. Right? So have we ever done math where 2k equals negative 18? What would k equal? Negative 9, right? So it could be negative. You with me? Okay. Okay. All right. Everyone's cool with the drawing? Yeah? All right. Find the measures of theta. Well, I have y and I have hypotenuse. So what am I going to use to find theta? Sine. When I do sine, shift sine of 24 over 25, I'm going to get what on my calculator? Shift sine 24 divided by 25. 74 degrees. So if that's 74, then that's 74. So theta is 74 and 180 minus 74, which is 106. Everybody good? Okay. Sine, cosine, and tan. To do this, all I need is the x value, right? How do I find the x value? Square root of what? 25 squared minus 24 squared. which is 225 minus, no, not 225, 625 minus, I can't do 24 squared in my head, I feel bad. Whatever it is. Square root of 625 minus 24 squared. And that will give me the x. Yeah? Okay. And did I ask for anything on this last page? I think only the extends, right? Do you guys want me to do both of them, or do you want to only see one of them? I don't care. I couldn't care less. Both? Okay, now I haven't even looked at these, so I got to make sure I can even do them. So I got the line y equals 6x. All right, you guys are smart kids. You remember grade 9, right? I mean, grade 10. Y equals 6x. Does that look at all like that? Great. Y-intercept? No y-intercept. So it starts at 0. What's the slope? 6, which is rise over run, right? So if I go up 6 and over 1, I'm at 6. I'm at 1 comma 6. Correct? Everybody agree? It creates an acute angle with the x-axis determined. So we're done. We know 1 and 6. So all we got to do, that's 6, that's 1. This is the root of 37. Then I do sine cos tan. Yes?
How do you know when you eat 1 and 6? Because if it's 6x, does that mean...
That the slope...
X counting as 1?
No. In this form, remember, Max, that's the slope, right? And remember, slope is rise over run, right? So this is really 6 over 1, yeah? So I rose 6 and I ran 1. B, if the terminal arm lies on this line, in B, I got 4y plus 3x equals 0. Determine the exact value of tan theta plus cos theta. So 4y equals negative 3x, yes? Y equals negative 3/4 x, right? So negative 3, 1, 2, 3, and I run 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have to be over here, right? Or I run 1, 2, 3, and out 4, or over there. Everybody with me? So I'm either 3 and negative 4, or 3 and negative 4. Now, the question says x has to be greater than or equal to 0. So which side of these is x greater than 0? Left or right? This one. Has to be that one, because x has to be greater than 0, right? Everyone agree? So this is the side I need. Now I want tan theta plus cos theta. Right? So what's the tan of this angle right here? Negative 4 over 3, correct? What's the cos? What's 3 squared? Plus 16 is 25, right? So this is 5, right? So the cos is what? 3 over 5. I want to add them. What do I do with that? Find a common denominator, which is 15. Negative 20 plus 15. Negative 5 over 15, which is negative 1/3. Everybody cool? Okay. And finally, consider an angle in standard position where r equals 12. R is the hypotenuse, right? Because remember, we drew a circle. R was 12. Yeah? Okay. Describe how the measures of x, y, sine, cos, and tan change as theta increases continuously. So, the 12 is always the distance from here to the edge, right? So if I go out to here, this is still 12. And as I go up to 90, this is still 12, right? So what happens? If I'm out here, then it's 0, right? What's the sine of 0? Will be y over x, right? Or y over h. Well, the h is 12, and the y is 0, right? So this sine equals 0, correct? When I'm up here, my rise is 12, and my hypotenuse is 12, isn't it? Right? So what's that sine? Sine equals 1. So the sine goes from 0 up to a maximum of 1. What about cos? What's this cos? 12 over 12, right? So this cos is what? 1. What's this one? Right? Because there's no run. So this one, cos equals 0. So my cos reverses. Goes from 1 down to 0. Everybody cool? And my tan, what's my tan out here? Y over x. My y up and down is 0, right? My x is 12. So my tan starts at 0. What's my tan up here? No.
Oh,
It's undefined. Why?
because you can't have a 0 on the
Can't have 0 on the bottom, right? And this has a 0 run. So my tan goes from 0 up to infinity. Everybody good? All right. Does anybody want to ask anything about this before I let you loose on something that counts for marks? Everyone is good? You're allowed to use your notes. You're allowed to talk to each other. You're allowed to use this. I don't care. You have 45 minutes to do page 160, 161. I'd like to mark it today. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 questions. Right? At 3 minutes a question, that's 36 minutes, and that gives us 10 minutes to mark. Is that reasonable? I think it is. I just did all of this in 35 minutes. Everybody good? Go.